Happy Halloween, everyone. Well, President Trump is giving everyone what they really want on this holiday. Yes, he did it again, ladies and gentlemen. He did it again, putting the candy on the child's head dressed in a costume. This is like one of my favorite President Trump moments. There he was doing it back in 2019. The kid can't get it. He's in a Minion costume. He's in an inflatable. Now, one would say maybe he shouldn't have been in that costume in the first place getting candy, but I'm just saying it's great to have a president that truly delivers on the important things for the American people. Welcome back to Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. So I want to get to, there's a lot that we have to get to today, but I do want to first tackle the news this morning that the FBI stopped a possible terror attack in Michigan. So FBI Director Kash Patel posted on X, tweeted about this. And sources tell me that this was actually another preemptive tweet, that he actually should not. He tweeted this too soon, which he has a track record of doing. But he said this morning the FBI thwarted a potential terrorist attack and arrested multiple subjects in Michigan who were allegedly plotting a violent attack over Halloween weekend. More details to come, thanks to the men and women of FBI and law enforcement everywhere standing guard 24/7 and crushing our mission to defend the homeland. So again, my sources are saying this, like they actually had not been arrested yet. And as of the time of this taping, there has been no press conference scheduled, which is very strange. It's also very strange that he just says potential terrorist attack. Well, what kind? In Michigan, I wonder. We need to use some real detective skills to determine what type of terrorist attack could have possibly happened in Dearborn, Michigan. Because, I mean, Michigan, Dearborn, the streets of Dearborn look like this. Gee, I have no idea what this could possibly be. And by the way, it was not the first terror attack thwarted in Michigan either, because earlier this year, a Michigan man and former member of the Michigan Army National Guard was arrested and charged with attempting to attack a military base on behalf of white supremacists. Oh, just kidding. It was ISIS. So we really need to be looking into what is going on in Michigan. As I have said in, the last 4 freaking shows, guys, we need to be doing something about all of these foreign-born nationals. I don't care if they're on student visas. I don't care if they overstayed their visas. I don't care if they're illegals. We need to look into every single one of them. So we'll stay on that story. But in other news, Kamala Harris is still really torn up about losing the election, and she won't stop talking about it to anyone who will listen. Unfortunately, or fortunately, because there's some very amusing little nuggets in these book tours, but she's on this book tour trying to pawn her books off of everyone who will hawk her books onto anyone who will actually pay for it. And I think that she keeps getting increasingly unhinged as she gets further and further into this tour. We're going to play more clips from it later on in the show, but I really want to talk. Let me address this one first, which is making the rounds, and rightfully so.
I think we should reduce voting age to 16. I'll tell you why. So, Gen Z, they're age about 13 through 27. They've only known the climate crisis. They've coined the term climate anxiety to describe fear of not only being able to buy a home, but that fear will be wiped out by extreme weather, but fear of having children.
Why do they have that fear,
they were able
Cammy?
to vote, because they know everything that's happening right now is going to impact them more than anybody older than them, for the most part, in terms of how these systems work. If they're voting right now at 16 and up, they're going to be talking about the importance of climate.
Guys, this is all part of the master strategy for the Democrats. It's very, very simple. This is all part of the master strategy for them. They want to there's a reason why they have infiltrated the education systems. They want to brainwash the youth. They want to capture the next generation. They want to convince them to be anxious about climate, to be worried about having kids, to have all of these fears. I mean, she's like, oh, well, 16-year-olds should vote because they're anxious about climate. Like, who made them that way, honey? It was you. You guys did that on purpose to capture them. And now the argument is We want to allow these people who still need guardians to vote? Now, she seemed to understand this at one point, because I'd like to just play a little flashback of Kamala Harris not that long ago.
What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid. That is why we put them in dormitories. And they have a resident assistant. They make really bad decisions.
And there it is. Really bad decisions, like voting for Democrats and Democrat policies. This is the entire this is why the Democrats are importing their voter from other countries. This is why they advocate for lowering the voting age, because anyone with 2 functioning brain cells who can communicate and understand the values and principles upon which this country was founded understand that their policies are simply retarded. Like, everyone else already understands that. So they're like, how else are we going to get votes for our shitty policies? I know. We'll just bring in a bunch of people who don't speak our language, and then we'll just get the young people to vote because they're stupid. They'll fall for it. They're stupid. We've been brainwashing them for years. Don't worry. They'll definitely vote for it. It's absolutely incredible to me that this would be, the prefrontal cortex is not developed until like 25. In fact, if there were an argument to be made about changing the voting age, the argument to be made is that we should actually make it more difficult to vote. We should actually increase the voting age. We should actually make it, I don't know, let's weed out the idiots. But there's a reason that she wants that, because without it, they will never win another election again. Now, I want to tackle the other part of that, which is the idea of the climate change hoax that she's still talking about. It seems like she is the last one to know that nobody's talking about that anymore. They've decided that all this bullshit that they've been spewing for so long, I mean, you had like, what was it? Global cooling, and then global warming, and then acid rain. And then, I mean, we've gone through many different waves of, oh my God, the world is going to end because of the climate. And everyone else seems to have understood that that's not going to do the trick anymore. They're on to something else. That hoax didn't work. They're on to something else, especially the guy who was pushing that message for years, one of the main ones, Bill Gates. He's like, actually, it's not. We're just not going to do this anymore. This is from the New York Post. Why Bill Gates turned on the alarmists and decided climate change isn't the apocalypse. He has been screaming about this doomsday. The world was literally ending, they told us, for so long. Now they're like, yeah, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. In fact, he even wrote this big essay encouraging his rich friends to shift resources away from the battle against climate change and into like, let's help the starving kids, which I would also caution you about that because Bill Gates is an evil son of a bitch. So don't trust a word of what he says. Now, why the flip? Because it was all a lie. The climate change hoax was specifically to control this narrative, to get people fearful and anxious and scared. I mean, I would be scared too if I actually believed that the world was going to end. I probably would be fearful too. It's just that I'm not retarded, so I didn't fall for it. Unfortunately, there are a lot of retards in our country, and they did. Now, you want to talk about one of those? Let's talk about Greta Thunberg, one of the major leaders of this climate change. Yes. Sorry, Lord Farquaad. I get them confused. Greta Thunberg. All right, Greta, calm down. So, I just want to end with this. These people, there are some people who are willing to be reasoned with and reason with. There are some people who just will not be convinced, regardless of what you say, what facts you present in front of them. And I want to play for you this. This was a former climate change believer, believed in what she was told, and went to one of these protests to try to actually present the science to them. This is how it turned out.
I'm a former climate activist who broke up with the movement and healed my climate anxiety. And now I'm going to climate march to see if I can heal more people with the facts.
Do I have climate?
So I actually have a few charts that maybe will make your climate anxiety feel better. Climate-related disaster deaths are at an all-time low, so they've dropped by 99% since 1920. We are actually safer than ever from climate-related disaster deaths because of modernization. Less people are dying than ever before. So it used to be 500,000 deaths a year, and now it's down to 20,000.
And is that due to the fact that climate change is abating? I don't think so.
No, it's because we are adapting.
I think those numbers would be much higher if you took out the millionaires, white, well-served, privileged communities.
One thing we could think about doing is lifting the most people out of poverty. And the thing that actually does that, don't be mad at me, guys, but it's literally when you increase fossil fuel use, you increase GDP, and that's how you lift the most people out of poverty.
Right there.
This is a very Western-centric perspective.
Well, this is India and China. When they increased their fossil fuels, they became richer, and then their life expectancy increased.
A lot of my work is around stopping fracked gas pipelines.
The thing about fracking that's really complicated though, is that
She
it's
had me at the
50% less
hijab. I
carbon
stopped
emissions
listening.
than coal.
I got somewhere to go and I don't want to talk to someone who's defending fracking.
Of course. Of course. So the lies are endless with the Democrats. But on that note, I do want to continue to look at more of Kamala's train wreck interview moments with my good friends, the Drinkin' Bros. I'm very excited to talk to them. It's been too long. First, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. Go ahead and smash the like button, as the cool kids say, or you can gently tap it. We all appreciate a gentle tapping from time to time. Comment. It'll help us out in the algorithm. And I want to thank our sponsor, Birch Gold. So Birch Gold is, we have done business personally, my family, with Birch Gold. I love them. And right now, for every $5,000 purchased from Birch Gold Group this month in advance of Veterans Day, they're going to send you a free patriotic silver round that commemorates the Gadsden and American flags. And gold is up like over 40% since the beginning of this year. Now's the time, I would say, if you have an existing IRA or 401k just lying around, they can actually help you convert that into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. It's not going to cost you a penny out of pocket. And they're going to send you free silver honoring our veterans on qualifying purchases. By the way, if you are current or former military, they've got an extra sweet deal for you. They're waiving custodial fees for the first year on investments of any amount. They really, really are great to do business with. They make it very, very easy. Let me just tell you this. No obligation. Just text my name, Sara, S-A-R-A, to 989898. They're going to send you a free information kit on gold and silver and how the process works. And you can claim your eligibility in case you do decide to do it. That will claim your eligibility for free silver with the qualifying purchase before the end of the month, which my sources tell me is today. So I wouldn't waste any time. Text my name, Sara, S-A-R-A, to 989898. Welcome back to the show. We have the Drinkin' Bros themselves, Ross Patterson and Dan Hollaway. What are you? I'm Belle.
What is with the laughter, Sara? Everyone loves the wolf, boof. Okay? What's with the laughter? It's not a joking time, okay? It's just a gay panda and teen wolf chilling out. Pre-Parkinson's, all of it. I'm very steady right now.
Wow. Are you okay? Let me see the hand. Hold it up. Hold it up.
Oh, well, look, I'm going to be honest. I've been drinking. So, yeah, I'm getting rid of the shakes from last night. But, yeah, we're so good here.
Well, I guess I have to clarify because apparently some of the people here at the studio were like, are you Alice or Belle? And I'm like, Alice. Of course I'm Belle. I don't need to be Alice. Of course I'm Belle. I have dark hair. Of course I'm Belle. So, took a little offense to
Dudes
that.
don't know any better, by the way. We said Dorothy for a little bit.
No!
You said Dorothy. I said nothing because I don't care.
I care, and I said that's a little Dorothy. She's got a little dog, and America's a damn tornado right now, and we're all caught up in it. Okay?
Dan, you say you don't
saving
care.
The world, Sara.
You say you don't care, but you're dressed as a gay panda, so it appears that you do care.
I'm dressed as a panda. They just happen to be gay.
Yes. And there's nothing we can do about that. It was classified by the government since 1978. Mm-hmm. Huge case. Look, I don't want to get into it.
America was struggling in Vietnam, and they didn't want to let everybody know that their favorite bear was a homosexual.
Yes. And they're like, let's have them be lovable, but also like we don't want gay marriage just yet. Let's wait 40 years for that.
Right.
So
Right. Fair.
Cat's out of the bag now.
So
Panda's out of the bamboo tree.
I want to encourage everyone, not only make sure go over to Drinkin' Bros YouTube and subscribe, but make sure legitimately, and the guys know this, Hard AF is their seltzer, and it is my favorite drink. We always have it in my fridge. You can get it at Total Wine. I'm sure it's on your website where HEB,
Albertsons, everywhere. It's everywhere, Sarah.
It's an 8%er.
We're gone through it, guys. Yes, it's an 8%er.
So be careful.
Looking to black out tonight. It's Halloween, not only for the kids, but for us too.
Right.
I'm a father of 3, a loving father, and yeah, I take my kids out and I booze with them, and they don't know any better, and they have fun, we have fun, and be nice and hungover for tomorrow morning.
Exactly right. So I really highly encourage you guys. It tastes like a Jolly Rancher, honestly, when you drink it. So it really is great stuff. Make sure go get you some for Halloween. But I want to get your first reaction to, I don't know if you guys heard, I'm sure you have seen the clip if you didn't hear my earlier segment, Kamala Harris, yeah, I think we should just lower the voting age to 16. That's what we should do. What could possibly go wrong? Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw it. It's just neo-Marxist bullshit. So there's something called the Hegelian dialect that was fundamental to Marxism. It's problem, reaction, solution, although he said thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. And it is created to advance change. I talk about this a lot. The problem, thesis, in this case, is a manufactured amplified threat. She mentioned climate change specifically, right? So we know now, Schellenberger's done great work on this. I'm sure your audience has seen it. But all these apocalyptic predictions are the problem or thesis. 12 years to save the planet. That was AOC in 2019, by the way. So we're halfway done. You guys better enjoy Halloween. It might be your last one.
I don't even know if I want to be alive tomorrow to not get my SNAP benefits.
Yeah, all this stupid bullshit. Then the reaction is the engineered emotional response, fear, guilt, whatever, like the moral blackmail, youth indoctrination, school strikes, the climate anxiety that she mentioned, which is completely manufactured. Then the moral blackmail, how dare you, how dare you. And then there's the solution or synthesis, which is the real goal. Remember, kids, the issue is never the issue in Marxism. The revolution is always the issue, and that's what these bad actors want to ride into power. It's never the issue, okay? So in this case, it's net zero, carbon tax, and global redistribution, which is what they really mean when they say that, is the end of private property, the seizing the means of production, and most importantly is the energy, right? Wars are fought mostly over energy production, historically speaking. Energy production resources. And that's what it's all about. It's just globalist nonsense. And the fact she wouldn't know any of this. She's a useful idiot. There's nothing smart about that person. I'm surprised she could find the doorknob to let herself out of the house every day, to be frank. But if you understand how these things work, you can immediately tell when somebody's talking neo-Marxist bullshit. And you can just either sit there and laugh or change the channel to something smarter, like children's programming.
Yeah, that would be smarter than Kamala. Ross, this is how long ago was it that the 16-year-olds were eating Tide Pods and now we're like, they should vote? That would be great. What could possibly go wrong?
It's right before Trump. And so, I mean, you can trace all of this back to 2015-ish, somewhere in there, where we stopped laughing at the kids dying from Tide Pod overdoses. We had comedy. Things were fun again. And then we've moved on to, no, they should vote and they should run the world. And my biggest fear, honestly, because we're doing a live show about this on Tuesday on YouTube, is the Mamdani shit.
Yep.
Is whether or not that younger vote, not 16 obviously, but that 18 to 22, same people that were marching in Columbia and all the universities there, NYU and everybody else, is that they're actually going to go out and vote for a Muslim to be the mayor of their city 24 years after 9/11. That's my biggest concern, because at 16, you don't really know. You still, I don't know if you felt this way, but I still had this hope for the world and oh my God, you can do your dream job and you can and do all the things you want in this life, because that's what our parents told us. And then at 23, obviously, when you graduate college, that all quickly dissipates. And you're like, shit, man, I really can't do that unless my parents are rich. But I don't think they get it, because they're on the tit, either the government or their own parents, for years and years and years, way past we were.
Yeah, Rob Henderson calls those luxury beliefs.
Yeah. No, you're right. I want to play a couple more clips for you guys of Kamala's book tour. I think she had a moment where she realized maybe I was not the poetic, the insightful poet that I thought myself to be.
The thing I kept saying over and over again, I was in a state of shock. I was so inarticulate, but maybe very articulate.
She was so inarticulate, but maybe very articulate.
This is what midwits do when they're trying to sound clever. They just take two completely opposite words and try to juxtapose them. Oh, she's like, bright but dark. Like, shut the up, dude. Just shut up forever.
Yeah.
You dumb.
Yeah. God, Harvey Weinstein used to say that to me back in the day in Hollywood.
Well, he was telling you to shut up for
Well,
reason.
he was saying there's hard times that will lead to soft times eventually if you just do the right thing. And I understood that, as a dumb myself, because I'm bailed out by Dan on this show. Let's face it. I'm dressed like I was at the Muslim raid this morning. And what's in Dearborn? They're hairy people. It's a hairy damn culture out there. All right.
It's true.
So yeah. That's something that I would probably say, like if I was on acid or some form of Molly. I was inarticulate, but very articulate at the same time. And I think you understand what I'm saying. No, we don't, Kamala. And we didn't.
And we never have.
Nope. No.
No, it's like watching Sling Blade, to be honest. Although she didn't talk nearly enough about fried potatoes.
I wish she would have,
right?
though.
Potato. What is it? Patatas fritas?
Papas fritas.
Papas fritas.
French fried taters.
For my
Oh,
taters.
yeah, you're right. Well, this, and then this one, let me play another one for you. This one actually did. I love watching Kamala now, actually, to be honest, on this book tour, because there's no pressure. Like, she already lost. She's not going to, run her again if you'd like. She'll lose again. And so it actually is amusing to me. But this one actually kind of pissed me off, hearing her talking about just trying to find more votes. Watch.
Did you think the day before that you were going to win the election?
I did.
Yeah.
Of course
so
she
when
did.
did the proverbial penny drop?
When I got a call from my campaign manager that it looks like we need 200,000 more votes that we can't find.
We can't find the votes. And then she told him, we need to find 200,000 more votes. Now, golly, where have I heard that before? Oh, yeah, over in Georgia, where people were actually prosecuted because there was they said this was election interference when President Trump got on the phone and said, we just need to find 8,000 more votes, or whatever the number was that he said. I can't recall exactly what it was. But President Trump used the exact same terminology, and they tried to ruin his life for it. And Kamala says the same thing, crickets.
Yeah, and by the way, Georgia's my home state. So there's still 145,000 ballots that are locked up in a warehouse that have not been released. I don't really know why. There's a Republican governor. Yeah. There's a Republican governor there. I'm going to use air quotes on that because hated Trump down there. And obviously that was the scene of Fannie Willis. Oh, Fannie. So it was pretty corrupt. It was all in Fulton County, which is where I'm from. So that's my district.
That's my...
Yeah.
How did I not know that?
And it stretches. Well, here's the thing. It stretches all the way up into the suburbs. So it's like 45 minutes out. Dan and I were talking to this with the Supreme Court. What are they trying to strike down? The Vote Save Act or Save Vote Act or whatever from the 60s?
Yeah, the Civil Rights Voting Act, The voting rights part of the Civil Rights Act, yeah.
But if you look at that Louisiana district that's stretched out all the way from New Orleans up to Shreveport, you're like, why does that go 3 hours? Why is that a 3-hour drive for one district and then you get extra people in there? That's kind of what it was. And that's where the votes are missing from. Again, they're still in a warehouse and they've been suing for years and years and years. Christina Bobb was on the show talking about it, and we don't have them still to this day. They were covering up the windows and putting cardboard on them and everything else. So I don't really know the answer, but yes, to your point, that is word for word what Trump said on that phone call where he said, we got to find 15,000 votes. I don't really understand. That's the district that I should win, and then never really got them. Now, the interesting part about this interview, because Dan and I watched it and we played it the other day, was she's drinking out of one of those steel devices that is typically used for booze. And that keeps booze cold all day long. Yep, there it is right there. So it's either a wine or a martini, because you could get a whole carafe of wine in that damn thing. And I think that's important to know, because as this interview goes on, she starts to go even more and more off the rails. And for me personally, I can tell you why this is happening. One, she doesn't have the PR team anymore. Two, this book cost $13 million. And so she's got to go off and do these interviews where there's nobody flagging her down anymore to tell her to stop talking.
Right.
So she's getting crushed these interviews over and over and over again, but they got to make that $13 million advance back or it's a failure.
She's also really stupid, right?
Yes.
Like you can tell a lie forever, but there's only so much time you can spend at once explaining that lie before it's obvious you're full of shit, right? Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Like you can tell this over and over and over again in little sound bites, but when somebody asks a follow-up question, which, if you're running for governor of California is not allowed, by the way, especially if you're a fat dummy.
Yeah.
What's her name? Katie Porter?
Yeah. Katie
Like,
Porter.
how dare you? I've never been asked follow-up questions before. And okay, cool. Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like that exposure. It's why the right did well using podcasts in 2024 and why the left chose not to, because they didn't want to. There's no defensible position on the left right now, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I actually do. I was so I've been doing some hits on Will Kane's show on Fox, and they try to pair us with like a Democrat strategist. And I genuinely, during one of the commercial breaks, because I didn't want it to sound, I thought about saying it on air, and I was like, I actually don't want this to sound condescending. But during one of the breaks, I turned to him and I just said, I actually feel sorry for you because your whole entire job is to defend the indefensible. Like I don't know how you do it, because every single thing that they do is totally indefensible, and that just actually must suck for you, being a Democrat strategist. So I totally agree with you.
That black queer lady, and the only reason I know that is because she says it every 3 seconds.
Yeah.
John Luke Picard, I think her name is. She was in which one? The Next Generation.
The Next Generation with Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart. Yeah. She, she's out there like pretending. The same thing, by the way, another thing from that Kamala interview is she's like, somebody definitely convinced Joe to do this and he didn't want to. Like, don't pretend like it wasn't you,
right.
You dumb bitch.
Yes.
Man, what are you talking about? You're the vice president and the next in line. You were the person who stood to benefit the most from that happening. She's like, I don't know what happened. Ooh.
Yeah.
Come on.
She was hiding his Adderall. She probably hid the diapers.
She was
too.
probably taking the Adderall.
Yeah, because he's got to get diped up on stage, obviously.
For sure.
And that night, it looked like he had lost the diapers, the Adderall had worn off, and
because you can't put him on stage with Trump with poopy pants.
No,
because Trump's going to smell it and immediately start like, hey, do you guys smell that? What is that?
Yeah,
because
Did you shit yourself?
Yeah, Trump would just be like, hey, what he said might have been true right there, but his pants are full of shit.
I got a bath in 5 minutes. So could you not hold that in?
Yeah,
because that one smells wet. Absolutely.
That's not great.
Oh no. So you guys mentioned the cop or the what do you call it? What'd you just
it's
call
a double
it?
wall steel.
Yeah, double walled steel.
This tumbler, right?
There you go.
Could be a tumbler.
I completely agree that it had to have been filled with something. And in fact, I think that she is going around on this book tour just drinking it up. I want to play another clip that she did. This was a remote one, so it was a separate one. But she's just dropping F-bombs left and right, similarly to Beto when he really was like, how can I do to relate to the kids, to the young people? I know. I'm going to say shithole country on Fox News. And so she's kind of taking that route and just starts getting drunk and dropping F-bombs. And also, I don't understand what the hell she's even trying to say.
Are you kidding me? This guy wants to create a ballroom for his rich friends while completely turning a blind eye to the fact that babies are going to starve when the SNAP benefits end in just hours from now? Come on. So I'm not going to be distracted by, does the guy have a big hammer? What about those babies?
Does the guy have a big hammer? Like,
Is she talking about his wiener?
Yeah, because that's where I was going with it, and I was like, all right. I mean, maybe he does.
Or does she mean the construction dudes doing construction at the White House?
Couldn't tell.
Or both.
Double
Was it a
entendre.
construction dude at the White House that had a
Yes.
big wiener?
Or does Trump have a huge and then the guy was hammering away on the wall next door? Not sure, but all of that was unclear.
You're going to have to spend some time explaining to me, Kamala, Miss Harris, Vice President,
Yes.
Attorney General,
Madam.
Senator. Spend some time explaining to me what SNAP benefits, a federally funded government program, has to do with a privately funded reconstruction project.
Right. Well,
right? Because I'm
can't.
seeing two dots, and I'm trying to draw the line between them, but in between there, it's retarded.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Point A, there's
Right
point
there.
A, there's point B, and then there's retardation going all the way there.
And they're both on the spectrum right there.
Yeah.
So
It's just knuckles and jaws being dragged across that line.
that's all it is. And it's the dumbest people on the face of the planet. I mean, we've all have you were at the White House. I saw you there. You did the White House press corps.
Yes.
You've been inside the building. It's super old. It
Yeah.
needs an update all the way around, almost every single room.
I think we need to send the Queer Eye guys up there.
Yes. Unleash the gays. Hello.
Yeah.
And then
Great.
obviously we'd have a lot of mirrors in there. Some cocaine in that Van Buren bathroom
Yep.
would be fun, just because it's a long day when you go up to the White House. But in all honesty, most of that house needs to be remodeled and redone, and it has been over the years. He's just taking the extra steps saying, hey, let's rage. That's what we actually do here. And when you got foreign dignitaries flying in from all over the nation,
Exactly.
that's all they really want to do is hug the shit out of Trump and then have a party. What was it? Who was the lady from Japan who gave him a little crown the other day like he was the burger
The
king?
Prime Minister? Yeah,
Yeah.
she's a like Margaret Thatcher, they're calling her.
There was
But-
ketchup and a crown. I mean, it
Yeah.
was the full.
Well, I don't know. It may have been tonkatsu sauce. I don't know if it was ketchup or not. Look, we need to be culturally sensitive.
Do we?
No.
Okay, great. I'm going to be hungry in an hour. And I don't understand what the ketchup's for, but it's a nice thing for Trump. He loves McDonald's.
Tomato eggs, maybe. Although
really?
it's tomatoes.
Good for
Yeah.
good for them.
Yeah.
I want a McTrump burger, by the way. I know everybody's, all the fun celebrities are
Yeah,
doing.
we were talking about that yesterday. You know how they
mix
had
and
the
matches.
Travis Scott burger?
Yep.
Yeah.
What if there was a Trump burger at McDonald's?
Give me a McTrump, dude.
You wouldn't eat that? Come
Oh.
on, man.
4 patties on a Big Mac,
Yeah.
large fry, only Diet Coke.
And
you can't
it's-
get any other drink but a Diet Coke.
And it's SNAP eligible.
Yes.
I love it.
And
I
it's-
love it.
One 30 milligram Adderall tied to the side. And it's just, let's fucking go.
Or you can grind it up and sprinkle it on there like dog medicine.
Yes.
Yeah.
That way you don't know it's in the.
I haven't, we've talked about this. I haven't eaten McDonald's in probably 20 years, and I would 100% go to McDonald's just to order that. They should totally do it. All right, let's go. I got to take another break, and then we'll be back with more from the Drinkin' Bros. First, I want to thank our sponsor, PreBorn. So PreBorn, I just love partnering with PreBorn. They make it so easy. All they're doing is this, guys. Instead of a woman walking into a Planned Parenthood, she's got an unplanned pregnancy, she's scared, she goes into this place, this clinic where people lie to her and say, it's just a clump of cells, don't worry, we'll just vacuum, we'll just suck it out, it'll be fine, you won't regret a thing. They're actually going into one of PreBorn's network of clinics where they're actually showing them the truth. It's very easy. You just show them an ultrasound of their baby, you let them listen to the heartbeat, and in that moment, the woman is twice as likely to choose life. But ultrasounds cost money, $28 to be precise. So I'm asking you, as we near the end of the year, people are looking for tax-deductible donations, or maybe you're just looking to, donate, don't make a donation for someone's Christmas gift and let them know, I donated to save a baby's life in your honor. Whatever the case may be, $28. Can you sponsor 1 ultrasound? Can you sponsor 5? Can you sponsor 10? Whatever you feel so led, please go to preborn.com/Sara. Help us save the babies over at preborn.com/Sara. Well, now I'm pissed because I forgot that we were going to talk about this, and I wish that I had my Support Your Local Ice Raids mug as we were talking about that. But I do have Support Your Local Ice Raids merch that you can get over at saramerch.com. So make sure that there it is. And it's getting to be winter, so go ahead and throw in a hoodie while you're at it if you really want to piss people off. wear that to, the local construction site and see what happens. But obviously, we've got these ICE agents who are supposed to be carrying out these deportations. It's not happening as quickly as I would like to see it, but it is happening. And Governor J.B. Pritzker, Governor Fat Ass over in Illinois, was like, you know what? I think that ICE agents shouldn't carry out raids this weekend because it's Halloween, and you should just let the illegal children go door to door and not worry about it, I guess.
Children and families, black and brown people, U.S. citizens, hardworking parents. In essence, you are targeting all of us. If you are unwilling to cease operations and leave our city, can we at least agree that our children should not be victims, especially on Halloween? Can we agree that there is no imminent threat that should disrupt their holiday?
Yeah, no, actually, that's going to be a hard no from me, and also apparently from DHS Secretary Christine Noem.
The fact that Governor Pritzker is asking for that is shameful, and I think unfortunate that he doesn't recognize how important the work is that we do to make sure we're bringing criminals to justice and getting them off our streets, especially when we're going to send all of our kiddos out on the streets and going to events and enjoying the holiday season. We want to make sure that they're safe. And if you see, even up here, we have individuals that we've picked up off the streets with our ICE officers and CBP officers that have assault against a child pedophiles, rapes. Those individuals don't deserve to be on our streets, and we're certainly not going to let our kids be victimized by them.
They all have to go back. They all have to go back. I don't care if it's Halloween. I don't care if it's Easter. I don't care if it's Christmas. Get them the hell out of my country, guys.
Can I pitch one thing to you, Sarah, as a father of three?
Sure.
Because I'm going out on Halloween tonight with the kiddos and all that stuff. I say, if you're illegal, dress your kids up like ICE agents. Then no one will really know and be like, all right, is he here? Is he not here? Also, if you do happen to get deported over the weekend, Dia de los Muertos is on Sunday. You should be back in time for that. The Mexican Halloween, I think. So
yeah, why not?
You're good, I think.
I don't understand the correlation between Halloween and not enforcing 8 U.S.C. 1227 and 1229.
I don't either.
You're gonna have like these are really simple things. Also, are illegal immigrants putting out candy, or are they still selling oranges on the side of the freeway? What are we talking about here? How's this disrupting Halloween? Naranjas, excuse me.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Thank you. Because I want a pillowcase full of Modelo's tonight. That's what I want. Okay.
I actually wouldn't mind a pillowcase full of Modelo's or margaritas.
Put a little salt around the edge of the pillowcase. That way I can lick it and kind of drink out of it and have a nice little siesta afterwards.
And then fill it up with soap and smash illegals in the face with it. Right? Or whatever. You don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want.
Guys, these are all just suggestions. Do your own homework. Google AI is 60%, right?
Trust the science, though.
Yeah, you got to trust the science. We always have, Sarah.
Yeah.
If there's one thing we've done, is trusted the science, for Christ's sakes.
So on the topic of this, you had this Gen Z Democrat candidate. I don't even know how to pronounce her name. I'm sure you guys have seen her as Kat Abu Ghazaleh. Abu Ghazaleh? I'm
not going to live here anymore. Where is that? What is that? Somalian? What is that?
I don't actually know.
She's a fat, dumpy.
She's a dumpy white.
Dumpy
honky.
Yeah,
she does look white, but so I'm unclear if my producers maybe can figure out why she has the Star Wars sounding name. That would be great. But she is running as a Democrat for Congress. She was charged with interfering with ICE after she posted a video of herself in this big mob blocking an unmarked SUV, and she now faces charges of conspiracy and impeding federal officers. And she went on this podcast, and it was quite the rage quit that she had with this interview when she was asked about this. Here's some of that.
Well, let's not watch the video of what happened that day that they are allowed.
There she is. Very clear. Your crime is on film, ma'am.
I know this book.
But when you see that, what do you think right now?
Tara, once again, this is my first time being federally indicted. Like I said,
Yeah.
I plan on pleading not guilty. The evidence will come out in court, and I plan on winning. Thank you so much for having me.
Evidence.
Yeah. Just really quickly, I did want to ask you about just the fact that conspiracy to impede an officer is up to 6 years.
She doesn't know that
prison,
she's gone.
Forcibly impeding and intimidating an officer is up to 8 years.
She doesn't know she's gone. This is awkward.
That could actually hinder your ability to serve in Congress. Are you concerned about that? Did she just sign off?
Shit.
Did she just
Sarah, that
leave the
happened,
chat?
by the way.
That happened to you?
I'm so confused. I'm sorry. I don't know what
That's
just
good.
happened.
It's good. That's good, Stephen. That happened to you guys too?
We've done over 2,000 episodes on Drinking Bros. Collectively, at all the shows we host, over 5,000. It was Anthony Scaramucci who told Ann and I to go ourselves because we wouldn't get vaccinated.
No. He said we were like
Chinese
agents or props, and I told him to shut the up, obviously.
Yeah.
He's a midget real life, so I'm not anybody that has to puff their hair up that tall is not somebody.
And it was a normal interview, and we had gotten 54 minutes in because I saw the time code out of the corner of my eye, and he just bounced, and I was like, oh shit, I think he left. And sure enough, he did leave. Wow. And he said, guys, an audience your size should really be telling people to go out and get vaccinated. He called Dan a terrorist or a
Chinese
white supremacist
or
yes, I mean something crazy where we were just like, all right, dude. I mean, you were in that office for 1 day, 2 days?
11.
It was 11 days?
Yeah, it was 11 days.
Okay. So yeah. I've been in
job
comas
you had.
longer than that, for Christ's sake.
Abu Ghazala is Palestinian, by the way. Could also be Persian. Ghazala is Persian as well as Egyptian.
Yeah, her father is Palestinian American.
Well, not really, because there's no such thing as Palestine.
Well,
yeah,
that's
we
fair.
freed that place, right? Didn't we do that? We freed that place. Trump did.
She's either Gazan or West Bankian, which doesn't really tongue, does it?
She's trying to become American. That white version of that dude at Tiananmen Square underneath the tank, where it's she just wants to get underneath that black Tahoe, the ICE enforcements, and get her head rolled over. I guess. And I don't know what the end game is for these people.
Well, I don't know any of that. Yeah, but there's no room for hyphenated Americanism.
No.
I totally agree. I completely agree. I hate the hyphen. You're an American or you're not. And unfortunately, we could go on. I know we got to take a break. We could go on this. You just mentioned you're doing a show on this on Tuesday with the whole Mamdani stuff. And it's we've got all these pockets where all of these foreign-born people are coming in, and then they're chanting for Somalia and all of these other shithole countries that they came from. And it's I don't know. You're free to go back. I don't know why there's the hyphen. I don't know why you keep chanting it. I'd prefer if you went back. I really don't want you here. So I completely agree. I hate the hyphen as well. All right, let's go ahead. I got to take one more quick break with you guys, and then I've got one more. Let's get into. Let's see how many more topics we can get into when we return. The rise of Zoom calls and Zoom meetings has made for some of the greatest bloopers imaginable, what's his face from CNN that was jerking off on a Zoom meeting and had to get suspended. Toobin, thank you. Why would I forget that his name was Jeffrey Toobin? Of course that was his name. And you had the guy with the cat. He was accidentally a cat, and he was in the middle of court, and he was like, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm not a cat. It's really me. I don't know how to control this camera so that you can see that it's really me. And then you have this.
Officer Jackson, good morning to you. Can you put your appearance on the record, please?
Yes, Officer Jackson, badge number 3919, out of the 12th precinct.
All right.
You got to ask the camera judge.
You got some pants on, officer?
Sir, they're in the. No, sir.
Officer Jackson, okay, Miss Lee.
I love did he just kept going. He was like, "You got pants on?" No, sir. All right. So anyway, Miss Lee, we're just gonna pretend like that didn't happen. Whoops.
The beauty is the black judge slipping into just going, I mean, he skipped the white judge voice and he goes, "Man, you got any pants on, dog?" Sorry, Officer Jackson. And he was like, he called him dog. And I was like, well, man. Because they're homies and it's like us. I've only got the top half of a Teen Wolf costume on. Underneath, I'm completely buck naked beneath this desk. So I get it, but I'm not going to stand up. Show my ding dong on live television, for Christ's sakes.
This is why you need a good producer.
Yeah. And you got one of the best in the biz over there, Sarah. So feel lucky. That cop had no producer.
Yeah.
He was running late.
How do you not see that?
When you tilt the camera back like this, and sometimes it's on a laptop, and you got a foldy, bendy movie all around you, you're like, what are they really seeing? What are they not seeing? And then you're like, shit. It's my ball sack. God damn it, man. I'm an officer of the law. I didn't want to be here today, and here we go.
I mean, there's no dress code in my living room.
No, there isn't.
That's fair.
And this is America the last time I checked, so I'm not playing that game.
I agree. If he was at the precinct and he was just walking around,
somebody probably would have noticed way before he took the stand.
Exactly. And we call Winnie the Pooh in it, where you're just a T-shirt and nothing underneath. Then you're like, all right, man, I understand it. Like, you got to get the out of here. But he was at his house, and just kind of chilling. He was probably having a Gavin Newsom lunch after this. Just 5 stacks of Wonder Bread, some mac and cheese, practicing a jump shot, trying to get your dad to go to a basketball game. That's what he was probably getting ready to do. And then it kind of up his day. It's just a guess.
Yeah. It seems like a very specific guess though, Ross. It's almost like that's happened to you before or something. Anywho, I want to, yeah. Like actually, yes,
me?
It has happened. I want to, but before we end, I want to get your thoughts on President Trump's. This is like my favorite freaking thing that he's ever done from 2019 with the minion putting the candy on the head and it just falling off, and he did it again. I don't even know what was that, a lampshade? I don't know what the kid was dressed as, but
marshmallow.
I think it was the DJ.
Yeah,
it looked like a marshmallow.
Yeah, Marshmallow the DJ. Okay, got it.
I think, but I don't know. But also, when you got that kind of hat on, there's no hole in there. So Trump didn't know where to put the candy. So, I'm going to give him, that's not a boomer move to me. You see those things with the Minion and then the Marshmallow Man costume there. There's no hole, and you can't really carry a bag there at the White House because, God forbid, it's got something in it. So Trump was just doing his best. He's got peace deals to sign and shit, and he's like, here, take candy, all right? I got shit to do.
It's an impractical costume, if we're being honest. That is quite the impractical costume. You kind of deserve it at that point, kid. I appreciate you guys. I want to make a trip to Austin soon. I'll reach out. The Drinkin' Bros, make sure to follow them. Go buy their seltzer. We'll see you guys Monday.